Hey, I'm going to be talking about the Internet of Things, or IoT. So what is it, and what value does it bring to us? Join me. Hey guys, Garnie here. Thank you for joining me on a Tech Thursday. And today I'm going to discuss the Internet of Things. What is it? IoT. Yeah, IoT. What does that mean? The Internet of Things. So let's break down that term. Internet. Well, you're using the Internet now. It's a way of communicating, gathering information, sharing information. Things. What do I mean by things? Well, have you ever seen intelligent watch or digital watches? Yeah, like the Apple Watch, or this one here is the Motorola 360 version 2. It's an Android Wear watch. Yeah, that has a sensor on the back to measure my pulse, and it has an accelerometer on it to measure my steps. Well, what about this? I have a Nexus 6P. It's my cell phone. Does it have a GPS in it? Yeah. So that's a sensor. Also has an accelerometer on it. Pretty neato, right? So guys, the Internet of Things is just that. Things. The communications of things. We don't know yet what all the things are, so that's probably the best way of explaining it. Internet of Things is the communications of sensor information so everyone can make a better decision. And it provides value to our lives. Now let me give you an example. This one here is telling me that I need to walk more. Okay, that's a value for my health. This one here, because I use GPS on this a lot, it will tell me that if there's a traffic jam ahead of me, I can get rerouted so I can make my appointment on time or just avoid traffic as a whole. I have this Nest thermostat at home, you know, the Nest thermostat from Google. It actually is an intelligent thermostat that actually measures the usage pattern of my house, timing of my house, and I can set the min and max, and it can actually save me money on my electricity bill. Yeah, pretty, and it actually gives me a report on usage. Yeah, that's sensor based. That's to me, that's amazing. I mean, just thinking that I don't have to touch my thermostat anymore. See, that's a value to me, and I can save money. I mean, if I don't have to interact with it and it can save me money, I'm all for it. Now, if you have a car that's like 10 years or 10 years or less, 10 years old or less, it has sensors in it. So if you ever go to a mechanic and says, hey, look, I don't know what's wrong with my car, could you check it out and things like that, what are they going to do? They're going to plug it into this diagnostic machine. Why? Because your car has sensors in it, and it records things for him. So he can actually pull it up on the machine and make some decisions to know where to track down the problem or tune your vehicle. Yeah, that's a value. So that, to me, guys, is the beauty of the Internet of Things. It is the opportunity for us to gain more information, to make better decisions, or to react with more information. So let's put a business spin on it. You know, Internet of Things, well, sensor data has been around for decades, and usually it had either medical or industrial or manufacturing connotation to it. Think about it. You go into a hospital and you need to be checked out for something, for an emergency or a procedure or anything else. What do? They put pads on you and they wire up to this machine. Like if you go through a checkup, like for me, when I go through a checkup with my doc every year, he hooks me up to this EKG. What is that? Those little pads are sensors, and they're providing feedback to a specific system. And so my doctor or the nurses can make better decisions for you. Are you getting enough O2 in your blood? Yeah, isn't that kind of important? Oxygen? That's important. So to be able to measure and to provide good information for the purpose of making better decisions. That's what Internet of Things is really all about. From a company point of view, the more information they have to make let me qualify it. The more qualified information that a company has, they can make better decisions. Now, I'll say qualified information. There's a whole nother series of talks that I'll talk about that later. But when companies receive the right information, let's say sensor information on their manufacturing line, or let's say an oil and gas aspects, or even an airline point of view, they can make better decisions, either just in time with the right information, or they can make strategic directions based on trends that they're seeing. That's what's happening with IoT. Now, why is the Internet of Things taking off so quickly now? I mean, if it's been around for decades, Garnie, why all of a sudden it's taking off? Well, it's because of these things. Yep. It's the consumers. That's why it's taking off so much, because think about it, the industrial aspects, there are finite ways of measuring things, but we're always buying new phones. We're always getting new tech, new hardware. We're always upgrading our lives, and it has sensors in it. So the amount of information we as consumers can make through these sensors, through the sensors of our consumer products, is skyrocketing. And companies want to be able to serve you better. Yeah, it's revenue based. Of course, it's all revenue based. But I tell you, I am glad I have my Nest thermostat. I really do. I don't have to touch it anymore. I'm glad this thing tells me now that I need to walk a lot more. I love the fact that I don't have to sit in traffic. Yeah, that I can actually avoid traffic jams. That's the value of the Internet of Things. And being able to harvest that information and make better decisions based upon that is what's driving this skyrocket of attention around Internet of Things. People are clamoring on what is it, where is it, how do we use it? That's the stuff that's exciting for me. It's because there's new information and new ways of looking at our lives, what we do and what we have in a different light. To me, it's exciting. So what do you guys think about it? Let me ask you, what do you think about the Internet of Things? Are you one of those conspiracy theorists that says, hey, George Orwell, 1984, I'm worried about what they're going to see? Or, by the way, let me caveat that. If you own a cell phone, you're already part of the system. Sorry to scare you. But what about the rest of you who are actually leveraging these things? Have you thought about it? Have you thought about getting more of these things? I'm thinking about it because, sensors for lights in my house and things like that. Absolutely. So guys, let me know. Put your comments down below. And you know what? If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button. And I'm always looking for new friends to join me on this journey. So get out there and hit that subscribe button, and let's have some fun together. So until then, we'll talk to you later. Peace.